All right, so that was the Indian Prime Minister there addressing the soldiers at the Adampur Air Base. He spoke extensively about what was, of course, happening in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, and it's to have India carried out Operation Sindoor. The objective of Operation Sindoor, as he mentioned again, was to strike at the terror bases that operate in Pakistan, which is what was indeed done. And the Indian Prime Minister spoke continuously with the soldiers, reiterating the fact that this is such an important moment for the nation as such, where India has now given a strong response to the perpetrators of terror on the other side. And joining us in the broadcast, we've got my colleague Siddhant Sibal, who's been tracking all the developments very, very carefully for us. Siddhant, a clear message, an unambiguous message by the Indian Prime Minister again, that anyone who tries to perpetrate and back or support terrorists will, of course, be given a very strong response by India.
Well, yes, Mohammed, essentially he restated the key points he made yesterday during his address to the nation, but this time the setting was different. It was Adampur Air Base. It was a place where the Indian military was present, where he met the Indian military personnel, got briefings, and it had a background as well, the background of S-400. Now, this is pivotal in terms of tearing down the Pakistani propaganda, because the Pakistani side has been claiming that essentially they were able to attack the Adampur Air Base and also destroy the S-400 of India, but that is clearly not the case. Pakistan, as always, was indulging in misinformation and propaganda. And the focus, of course, during the speech was not only to laud the forces for their role in Operation Sindoor, whether it is the attack on the terror strikes, the terror headquarters in Muridke and Bahawalpur and POK, but also making sure that when Pakistan attacks on India, India retaliates, and India is able to launch an attack on key air bases of Pakistan, including the Noor Khan Air Base, which is the center of Pakistani security establishment. But all in all, we know that the message is also on the new Pakistan policy of the Indian government, that the nuclear bluff is called out by India. The fact that the terrorists and the Pakistani establishment are same for India, and any future terror attack will be strongly responded to by the Indian side. So these are three key policies of the Indian government, and at a time when Pakistan, of course, hasn't been very forthcoming. It's only today that it has accepted losses of 11 military personnel in the entire attack it launched on India. The focus is now on getting more information, but largely we know that what steps Pakistan will be taking to counter the terror infrastructure is something that India will be closely watching, something that the Indian Prime Minister made it.
Well, this is the Prime Minister after he lauded the valor of the armed forces in Adampur, and he said Operation Sindoor is the new normal for India, and that the forces call the bluff of nuclear blackmail. He also said that Indian armed forces created history. India will not bow to nuclear threats. He reiterated what he said yesterday in a statement. Operation Sindoor is a reflection of India's decisive policies. Pakistan tried to target Indian air bases multiple times, failed every time. Indian missile defense systems neutralized Pakistan drones, UAVs, fighter jets and missiles. So this is the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, addressing the armed forces in Adampur. And our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, is joining us back. Siddhant Sibal, the significance of the Prime Minister paying a visit to the armed forces, probably you can give us more details about that.
In the future from Pakistan, it will be strongly responded to. Indian policy. It is calling the nuclear bluff, whether it is the fact that the Indian side sees terrorists and Pakistani government as equals and part of the same thought process and same ideology, or whether it is any other future terror attack from Pakistan which will be responded by the Indian side. But the setting was very different. This time around, the setting was Adampur. It was the airbase that the Pakistanis claimed that attacked by them, and they were able to inflict losses and destroy the S-400. In fact, the Pakistan Air Force official Aurangzeb Ahmed claimed this attack during the presser on Sunday. But clearly, the Indian Prime Minister fact-checking him on his facts. But all in all, the Pakistani side hasn't been very forthcoming. We know that the Indian side has conducted two standalone press conferences, the military press conferences, standalone press conferences. One was on Sunday, another was on Monday. On the Sunday press conference, we saw the satellite pictures being released of the impact on air bases in Pakistan by the Indian side. There was no challenging of it by the Pakistani side in the Sunday press conference. So it started to rain very badly, and of course there is a lot of celebrations here where I am standing, but the focus continues on the ongoing situation that has developed because of Pakistan's terror attacks in India.
All right, that is our assistant editor for Foreign Affairs, Sidhan Subol. And if you're just joining us, this is the latest that we are receiving in our newsroom right now. And the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, just addressed the armed forces in Adampur, and he says that the valour of the armed forces was lauded. Operation Sindoor is a new normal for India. Our forces call the bluff of nuclear blackmail. Indian armed forces created history, and India will not bow to nuclear threats.